What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We are in Warframe. It is update 18.5. It is time to partay. Okay. As I said in the prior video, this is a 4+ gigabyte download, so just make sure you understand that it's going to take you time to get a download if you haven't downloaded it. Some things up in advance here to go through. This is going to be more than a 2 or 3 minute video. Of course, we cover a lot in the overviews, and that's just the way it always is. If I can remember, after I'm done putting everything together, to make up a little timing sheet guide here or whatever, I will probably remember to put it in the comments description area, so that way you can kind of jump to the topics if you want to as we go through it. That may help you out if you're looking for particular things. If not, sit back, relax, let's just go through it. As well, you'll be able to find the full information on my nogcommunity.com/everything Warframe blog page up under update changes 18.5. You'll be able to find it, obviously, on the Nog community forums, of course, on the Warframe forums, if you want to get over there as well. Comments, questions at any time below, and all that jazz. Now, for press and media and fan channels, official fan channels, that type of stuff, we have received, this is just a heads up for everybody, the Sands of Inaros bundle as a package, so that way we can review it and get content out for you and give you our ideas and thoughts and impressions on those. So those will all be coming up in the videos. That Sands of Inaros bundle will include the Inaros Anubis helmet, the dual Toxicist, the Mutalis Cernos, the Legion, and the Abrasive Sindana. There is also a new quest that we will cover as well, just to kind of get that out there, so that way you guys are aware of what's going on there. So let's get down and dirty with everything that's going on, shall we? Okay. Alright, so let's get into all this stuff now that we got the jibber jabber out of the way here. Okay. Sands of Inaros bundle. Okay. Click it to stick it. So, there it is. Got a little bit of everything. We got the Inaros Anubis helmet, which we'll talk about in a minute, and the weapons, and the Sindana, all that stuff. Dude, that looks pretty freaking awesome and intimidating at the same time, doesn't it? Doesn't it though? You know it does. Wow. Let's grab a snapshot right about now. Boom, just like that. Okay, so what else we got? So we'll talk about him in a second. We'll go ahead and take a look at him. We got the new quest, the Sands of Inaros, which is out. So that'll be over here someplace in one of my little quest blueprints. I've got it someplace, I guess. There it is. Ooh, Barokatir is searching for riches under the sands of Phobos, but he needs Tenno help in order to find his fortune. So stay tuned for this. This will definitely be a separate video, of course. And we've got some new enemies while we look at this in the background here. The Pharaoh Cavet. The Pharaoh Cavet can be found in derelict missions, everything except defense. The Hayeka, which is a Grenier enhanced Cavet, whatever you want to call it, trained to hunt down enemies. And then the Hayeka Master, I'm probably saying it wrong, but who cares, to fight, will replace Drac Masters on Phobos. They will also appear in the Grenier missions and features Infested, and also appear on other missions that spawn things. So, all that good jazz. Now, we got some new weapons, of course. So let's go ahead and take a look at those, shall we? Let's start out with the Legion here. I'm going to call it the Legion, which is pretty cool. Instrument of Unrelenting Harm. Pierce enemies' defenses at a comfortable melee distance. So we've got impact of 20, puncture of 5, slash is 75. So it's an impact and slash. We've also got really high status chance at 30%. There's a lot I could do with this weapon. I can already see that. Next, we've got the, let's go with the Mutalis Cernos. Oh, damn. Overcome with infestation, the bow arrows now spread poisonous contagion to any surface they hit. Look at this. The 202 impact, puncture slash 11.3, critical chance of 15%, status at 45%. Good God. That is pretty awesome. Okay. And then we got the dual Toxocyst, which brain strikes excite this bioweapon, causing it to rapidly release toxic mutations. Munitions? I guess. Okay. It's a puncture-based weapon with, again, another high status chance of 35%. So there's going to be a lot we can do with status. So hopefully you guys enjoy status chances. Sorry, this update's not about critical chance. It's all about status and proccing. That's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. We've got... it looks like we've got some new landing craft. The Xiphos. So let's see if we can find that. There it is. There it is. That's pretty funky. The gun air support. This stylish landing craft is an asset in any battle. That's pretty cool looking. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. We've got some new Sindanas, of course, that we'll take a look at somewhere. Over there. We got the new helmet. We got a Dojo color picker now. So under color palettes, I think we've got Dojo color picker palette now. There it is. So now you can get your original Dojo colors. New profile icons as well. So let's go back here to featured market because we've got the Corpus tile or the Corpus profile icon pack, which is now available. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's only available for 4 days, so if you want them, get your butts on them. Paladvi, Jackal, Nathaniel, Osprey, Moa, Crewman profile. And then we've also got some individuals as well. So back over here. No, not bundles. Yeah, we guess we could go ahead. Is it bundles? No, it's not bundles, right? Just equipment. It's just gear? No. Sentinels? No, no. Components? No, no, no. Who knows? Whatever. It's got the Palatine Rhino, the Nemesis Nyx, and of course the Corpus stuff. So it's someplace in here. Under M. No. 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 What the hell? I don't know. I'm taking too long. Moving on. Moving on. Let's go ahead and check out some of this new stuff, shall we? Before people start complaining to me about everything that's going on. So let's go ahead and see what we got here in terms of these little things. Equip Inaros. Where are you, Inaros? Equip. Thank you. What just happened? There he is. Appearance upgrade. Just so you guys can see what we've got here. We got a dash polarity. Just as FYI. 2 of those polarity thingamabobbers. The D's. Got some ideas for that. It is confirmed 0 shields, but that's based off of what he can do, so just keep that in mind. Abilities here. Desiccation, Devour, Sandstorm, Scarab Swarm. We'll cover all those as we get it unlocked here. Get some video footage going on a little bit in this video. Weapon. We'll come back to the Volcar Wraith at some point. Let's see. Look for yet Mutalis Cernos. Where are you hiding at? Mutalis Cernos. It's gonna be under M, right? There it is. Alright. Yeah. Looking good. Static Core, still working on it. Couple format in. So let's just see what else we've got here. What was one of those other ones that we have? The dual toxicist and equip. Where is this lesion under L? Under L for lesion. Lesion. There we go. Upgrades. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. As well, just some things I want to tell you. The randomizer here, you can now randomize, it looks like, inside of here. So you can randomize loadouts. You can search for weapons and arsenal or warframes in your search bar. Acquiring a mod that is not that's something you don't have will now be marked as new. Samaras has 2 expanded new mods in him. As well, health conversion, picking up health orbs grants a 450 armor. Stacking up to 3 times, taking damage will consume a stack after 2 seconds. Energy conversion, picking up energy orbs grants 60% more power strength to your next cast. So that's pretty cool as well. So let's see what we got there. What the heck? So under here, well, I like Shimmering Light. So Shimmering Light onto there. And of course we got the V slot. So what we'll do though, we'll start out of course with your pressure point mod right on there. Because he's already on my deconstructor, so we'll just grab a different pressure point. Gimme. There we go. Just so I have something to start out with. Did I mention this wasn't going to be a short video? We got over here the unranked dual toxis. We got a V and a dash randomly put in the middle of there, the dash slot. Okay, whatever. Mutalist Cernos upgrade dash slot only, which is fine. It's fine because we're going to use that on there anyway, right? Yep, impact. Look at that impact damage. Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. No, I'm not comparing it to anything else right now. I know you can compare the Mutalist Cernos to the regular Cernos to the Rakta Cernos, blah 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 blah, whatever. So that's basically what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. Stop screwing around here and talk about everything else that's going on in the updates. Now that we've covered all the new stuff, let's just continue on with everything else that's going on in this update. Holy cow, there's so many things. So let's get into Reactor Sabotage 2.0. Grineer and Corpus Ship Reactor Sabotage missions have been given total overhauls, complete with diverse mission objectives and a new set of Sabotage unique tiles. Reactor Sabotage 2.0 will include interactive mission objectives that will change depending on your squad play style. These objectives will create unique environmental hazards and varying extraction goals depending on the squads of choice. 4 new Grineer tile sets, 4 new Corpus tile sets, or tiles for these. And enemy caches have been added to these missions. Players have the option to find 3 in each mission. Finding all 3 can yield access to rewards like the Niton extract and pieces of the Xiphos landing craft. Okay, this will be interesting. So it's based off of your team playstyle and what you're basically equipped with. So we'll have to play that a little bit with the guys from the clan and kind of see what we come up with in terms of that. And of course, obviously solo, because I like to do those solo as well, just to see what happens. Tile expansion, Orokin Moon. Oh my god, this is so awesome. The Orokin Moon tile set has been expanded and includes new game modes. These additions include, are you ready? 20 new environmental tiles. Holy shit. We've got defense, capture, rescue, and what they're claiming Warframe's most difficult spy missions yet. Overall improvements to the older tile set rooms, including graphical and lighting adjustments as well. But we've got 20 new environments on the moon, defense, capture, rescue, and spy missions. Now you guys know me, I'm going to be all over the spy missions just as soon as I get keys, or just as soon as I get onto them. and have a little bit of time to spend around, and we'll get them into my spy mission guides playlist that I have set up for people. So if you ever have questions about that, because I just love doing the spy missions, it is what it is. Chat changes. Warframe's chat UI has been given a complete overhaul, including new features and more intuitive settings for private conversations and player searching. They'll continue to expand on the chat UI in coming updates. The following changes have been made to the chat UI. Chat has received visual reskin. Tabs are now icons for default channels and text for private messages, separating chat channels from conversation you're having with other players. An emojis tab has been added to the chat UI. Good God, what the is it with emojis? Share your feelings without words using emojis now. Oh boy, including exclusive Warframe emojis. Enjoy. Thanks a lot. Emojis can also be auto-completed with the command button. Emoji color settings have been added to the chat options menu. Autocomplete player name functionality has been added. Chat channel notification will now appear in the chat tab when the player's name has been mentioned in a channel. This effect will be brief for channels you are currently speaking in, but more prominent for channels you are not currently focused on. Interesting. So if somebody mentions my name in like general chat, I guess they would let me know. Oh wait, I have general chat turned off, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Pressing up and down while in the chat channel will display previous messages you've sent. Maximum character count in the trade channel is 180. A whisper button has been added to the player profile screen. So you guys could probably go ahead and speak my name all you want in the chat. I probably won't even know because I turned that general chat tab off. I think most of you guys know that. I just, yeah, you know how to contact me. Okay, moving on. Lighting improvements. We talked about this in that video I did prior to the update 18.5. They pretty much overhauled everything. So make sure you check your settings and verify everything is the way that you want it to be. It may take you a little bit of time to adjust a bit more if it says here on an older computer. Some of these things may or may not affect you. Not quite sure yet, but check your settings first. Interception AI Improvements. Enemies in interception missions have been overhauled to help improve the flow of combat over the course of the mission. These improvements are going to be superior objective finding and hacking agent selection. Interesting. Better player tracking and more intuitive movement to squad location. Cool. Enemy unable to hack, such as mowers, will no longer move to engage hacking consoles. Well, that's nice, because, you know, mowers couldn't hack consoles, so why were they doing it before? Yeah. Quickly covering Conclave changes and additions. Recruit conditioning has been enabled for all players who are rank 0 through 2 with the Conclave Syndicate. Players who are ranked 0 through 2 will be matched together in matchmaking. So that means that you aren't going to be placed with people that have a crap ton of mods and have been playing Conclave all the time and just want to beat the hell out of you for being a newbie scrub. That's pretty cool. Effects of rare mods are disabled in recruit matches. This option is turned on by default and can be turned off in the Conclave Set console if you want to join matches with a rank 3 plus players. The option is disabled and removed for players who are rank 3 plus with the Conclave Syndicate. New Annihilation and Team Annihilation Conclave map for the Orokin Moon has been added. All Capture the Cephalon maps, with the exception of Gasworks, are now playable in Annihilation and Team Annihilation. Mesa and Hydroid are now playable in Conclave. The AK Zani and the AK Jakara are now available in Conclave. New modes added to end of mission rewards, or new mods added to the end of mission rewards for all game modes. Rapid Conquest is a sniper. Static Alicitry, I can't speak. Never can, but whatever. Static Core. Thunder Miter for the Miter. Shrapnel Rounds, Marlock. Ambush Optics, Rubico. Brainstorm, Grakata. Skull Shots, Viper. No, I'm not going to cover them all. I don't have the time to cover them all. New skins available for the weapons from Teshin at the Typhoon rank. So Bratton, Gorgon, Latron, Ak, and Brunt. Dragon, Nikana, Skana, Dual Skana, Angstrom, Vasto, Dual Vasto, Viper, Twin Vipers. Now you can get skins as well from Teshin. The following mods and augments are now available from Teshin. So Anti-Flak Plating, Power of 3 for Ivara, Ward Recovery for Neza, Discharge Strike for Necros, Deceptive Bond for Loki, Prism Guard for Mirage, Antimatter Mine for Nova, Push and Pull for Equinox, Rumbled for Atlas, and Mesa's Wall for Mesa's Peacemaker. All Warframes now have a innate 4-second immunity to being staggered or knocked down after being staggered or knocked down in Conclave. So you can't just keep being staggered and knocked down over and over and over, which is a nice thing. Let's see, increase the damage of daggers and their stances in Conclave, reduce the damage of guiding light in Nikana, increases and reductions all the way around. I'm not going to keep going through that. That's a whole lot of bunch of stuff that you guys can find on the forums and on my website. There's just a lot of ups and reduced and improved and all that good stuff. Archwing Changes. Change the number of excavation extractions required in the Archwing Quest to 2. Made various optimization improvements to the final mission in the Archwing Quest. Archwing crafting requirements have been adjusted for players crafting the Odinata in the Archwing Quest. Orokin Cell is now 3x control modules. Wings blueprint neural sensors is now neurodes. Systems blueprint 500 plastids is now 300 circuits. Reduced crafting time for the main blueprint to 12 hours. Here's a big one. The Warframe resistance and immunity changes. The following changes have been made to Warframe ability powers when used against boss type enemies. These changes do not affect the damage each ability does, as discussed in the developer workshop. Which I did not even know about that developer workshop, so I may have to come back on that. But, are you ready? Zephyr's Tornado and Dive Bomb will no longer ragdoll boss type enemies. Zephyr's Tailwind will no longer be able to knock down boss type enemies. Valkyr's Paralysis will no longer be able to stun boss type enemies. Valkyr's Warcry now has diminishing returns against boss type enemies. Saren's Venom will be able to properly spread and receive spores from nearby boss type enemies. Volt's Shock and Overload will no longer be able to electrocute boss enemies. Hydroid's Tidal Wave will no longer ragdoll bosses. Hydroid's Undertow will no longer pull in bosses. Tentacle Swarm will no longer be able to grab boss type enemies unless they've died. Ivara's Sleep Arrow now has diminishing return against boss types. Ivara's Prowl will no longer be able to steal from boss enemies. Limbo's Banish will no longer be able to ragdoll or move boss enemies into the rift. Loki's Radial Disarm will no longer be able to disarm, stun, or dismember boss type enemies. Loki's Irritating Disarm augment will no longer be able to confuse boss type enemies. That's stupid. Sorry. Mag's Pull will no longer move boss. Mag's Crush will no longer lift or ragdoll. Mag's Fracturing Crush augment will no longer stop boss type enemies. Banshee Sonic Boom, Silence, and Soundquake will no longer be able to push, stun, or stagger boss type enemies. Ember's Accelerant will no longer be able to stun. Ember's World on Fire will no longer be able to knock down. Equinox's Rest and Rage will now slow boss type enemies instead of putting them into sleep. Excalibur's Radial Blind and Radial Javelin will no longer stagger boss enemies. Frost's Freeze and Avalanche will no longer freeze boss type enemies. Frost's Snow Globe will no longer freeze at all boss type enemies. Rhino's Charge will no longer ragdoll. Rhino's Stomp will no longer put boss type enemies in stasis. Mesa's Shooting Gallery will no longer jam or stun bosses. Mesa's Muzzle Flash Augment will no longer blind bosses. Oberon's Smite will no longer ragdoll bosses. Damn you. Oberon's Reckoning will no longer put lift boss type enemies. What? Can't they write correctly? So Oberon's Reckoning will no longer lift boss type enemies. Got it. Got it. If they can only write correctly, gosh. Nyx's Mind Control and Chaos now have diminishing return against bosses. Necro's Terrify will no longer fear boss type enemies, but will continue to apply an armor reduction debuff. Necros' Shadow of the Dead will no longer be able to summon boss type enemies. Neza's Divine Spears will no longer pin or ragdoll boss type enemies. Vauban's Bounce will no longer bounce boss type enemies. Oh, the fun is gone. Vauban's Bastille will slow boss type enemies instead of lifting and placing them in stasis. Okay. Not bad at all. Well, we are continuing on. We've got some general changes. Of course, lots of general changes. And a whole lot of fixes. I'm not going to cover all of those because there's just too much time to cover those. Again, you can check out the nogcommunity.com everything Warframe page, blog, U18.5 changes. Check out the forums. Check out the Warframe forums and all that jazz. But these will all be there. But let's see if we got anything good though. Players will now keep parts of their inventory when reconnecting to a mission after having crashed or disconnected. This is pretty good. Clients can only recover their previous rewards as long as the host is still in the mission. So if the host decides to quit the mission or finishes the mission, you are screwed. The mission must still be in progress and not completed for the client to receive these rewards. Is it now possible to finish missions during red text updates without losing your stuff? Yes, it is. So, if you got a red text that pops up and says stay in your mission, you can still finish the mission without losing your stuff. Players can now see relay instance available to them and how many slots are currently available. This should help friends and clanmates better find each other when visiting relays. Void missions like Exterminate now start unalerted, allowing them to be stealthable. Enemies are unalert until something happens. They see you, you start a mobile defense task, which is now temporarily level-wide alert. Exterminate missions now require players to earn a kill every 15 minutes, or 20-second warning will be given before the end of the 15-minute period, at which point players that have not killed an enemy will automatically fail the mission. So 15 minutes to kill every... Okay, sure. Sounds fine. Players will now auto-extract 20 seconds after killing the final enemy in Archwing Exterminate missions or upon reaching the extraction zone. Further adjustments to this may follow to help refine the timing of extraction. A new Hide Owned button has been added to the Syndicate offering menu so you can hide everything that you own and take a look at what you don't. Grineer Flame Blade has now been given a Flaming Blade. To compensate for this lack of firepower, we have given the Grineer Flame Blade 2 flame axes. these attacks with a higher chance of proc burning, which will hopefully make the Flame Blade feel a little better. Ha ha ha. Rainier Power Fist will now slam the ground before entering melee range, setting off a magnetic proc to disorient his target. He is also really jealous of the Flame Blade, but that's life. Players can now access the quest menu anywhere in the landing craft by accessing the pause menu. Default is the escape key on the PC. New European matchmaking regions have been added for Russian players as per a matchmaking forum request thing. Search bar is added to the Foundry. Search bar has been added to the trading sub-channel menu, sub-menus, whatever. Stalker will no longer appear to attack players wearing a Warframe under 10 rank. So if you've got a Warframe that you're leveling up and it's under rank 10, Stalker will no longer appear. Stalker's blueprint drop chance has been increased to 50%. So interesting. The minimap will now display directional markers on enemies to show where their focus is, including an awareness indicator to display if the enemy has been alerted to your presence. The Quana, the Mutilus Quana, and Volt all have been given PBR. Lots of PBR. PBR, PBR, PBR. FX changes, FX changes. Update, update, update. If you have any questions about any of this, please do feel free to leave them below. Comments, all that good jazz. I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching, listening, and staying tuned in. Keep up to date. I will have plenty more coming for you here in the next few days, along with everything else that we do. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.